Of course, now everyone wants to know what he was like as a kid. Were there signs back then of what he would become? Well, I was his third grade teacher. And I hate to disappoint you, but no. Charlie, everyone calls him Charles now, of course, but back then he was Charlie, and I suppose to me he will always be Charlie. He was... I won't say an ordinary kid. No kid is ordinary. They all have their individual quirks and habits. But Charlie, third grade Charlie, did not suggest to me anything exceptional. No one to keep a special eye out for, any more than any other child. He was quiet, but so are many kids at that age. I like to think we had a good rapport. And naturally, now I ask myself what he might have picked up from me, what I might have taught him consciously or unconsciously, that he took with him into adulthood. We don't have much time as teachers to ask ourselves that in the moment. We're usually too busy to indulge in the luxury of self-reflection. The scrutiny comes later, usually in the form of blame, rarely ever credit. We get thanked less often than you might think. No one tends to remember who they owe for what they know. People are so quick to ascribe, positive characteristics to something innate. It's easier for everyone if we pretend that genius comes naturally, because then we don't have to blame ourselves for our failure to measure up. But when something terrible happens, when someone like Charlie does what he did, then we suddenly want to know all about their upbringing. Examine their family life and their childhood. Where did they go wrong? I suppose the theory is that we can somehow analyze the situation, correct the mistakes, and prevent atrocities like these from ever happening in the future. We want to believe we can learn, that we can improve. And we have to, don't we? Do we?